the most realistic online racing sim ever made. This is iRacing. Detailed laser scan tracks, fully dynamic real world cars, and over 50 series to choose from. 6 online world championships offering over $100,000 in annual prizes. This is the original esport racing game. This is iRacing.
Good evening, everyone, and welcome to Dirt Racing Network's live coverage of the Hales Corner Speedway Sim Racing Series. Pro late models tonight, right here at Volusia. Back following these guys up from their street stocks last week. Round 10, actually round 5 of the pro lates, but round 10 overall of the season. Joining me in the booth as always on Sunday nights, Mr. Zach Krieger. Zach, you there, buddy?
I am in. How you doing tonight, Roger?
I am doing okay. If I get rid of whatever this is floating around in the back of my throat that's causing me to have this rasp, I'd be even better, but I am surviving.
Well, that is good to hear, and yeah, definitely. It's interesting to be really a good night. Round 10, round 5, like you said, of the pro lates, going to make it a very great race, I would assume. You know, first time here at Volusia in the pro late models is going to make it super challenging for a lot of these drivers.
Yeah, I expect to see some of the familiar faces towards the front. I mean, Jacob Crawford right now the quickest in the practice session. Scott Benninger, you know, after that guy broke through with his first win here a few weeks ago, he has been on a tear, running in the top 3, top 4, top 5, and he is second quick in practice tonight. So I expect to see some of these familiar faces at the front. A repeat winner, not out of the question by any stretch of the means, but it sure would be neat to see somebody snap off their first win here tonight.
Definitely, and I think a lot of these in the past few weeks have been there or thereabout, you know, with pace and just looking to be really strong. So it's going to be interesting to see who can get it done tonight, who puts their car in the right spot, who sets themselves up right, and is able to cross that line in the first spot.
Yeah, a lot of guys with that ability. I don't know if we're going to see another back row challenge like we saw last weekend from Schilling and Crawford, but we found out what that was all about midweek last week. That was about two guys challenge each other to start at the back of their heat races so you could finish the furthest forward, and then go from there and see who could finish the furthest forward in the feature. And Crawford wins out in that deal, but it's still kind of fun to watch, and we'll see if those guys go at that again this weekend. Got about 27 drivers checked in. Should be a great show. 7 cars will be going home when it's feature time, but they got a lot of racing between now and then.
Definitely looks to be, I would say, about 3 or 4 heats tonight. It's going to make it very full of racing action. Like you said, 7 cars are going to go home. Those 7 cars not going to be happy that they have to end their night early. And just looking at the order right now, the top, that's at least 15, I would say, covered by less than 0.2 of a second. So definitely a lot of guys that are going to wave their hands and try to see what they can get done tonight.
Yeah, a lot going on this week as series are starting to fire back up. Got word on a couple of our other series that are going to be going here in the next 2 or 3 weeks. So we're on tonight with Hales Corners. Tomorrow night, got at least the Monday Night Thunder show with the Dirt Slingers. They go at 8 Eastern, 7 Central. Dominic Santino will be on the call, 360 wing sprint cars. And then depending on their car count, we have agreed to cover the 360 wingless series for DSRL. And if they get the car count and they have the admin power, I will be on to cover that. That's about 9:30 Eastern, give or take whenever the Thunder show ends. A couple of 3 weeks here. I know PRO is coming back on Tuesday nights. I've already been in talks with them. They'll be right back on the network with us. So that'll be about the 15th of February. Wednesday nights, the General Tires Winter Nationals presented by Tim's Dirt Track Simulators, hosted by the Wednesday Night Warriors at DSRL. That series will be in week number 2. All the technical glitches should be fixed this week, and that should be a big show. There's a lot going on in that deal. And that'll get us through the week. I know MASCAR still on Thursday nights for Dominic. I think that show goes off at 9 Eastern. So, full week coming back in. And since it's been cold out and we've been having a lot of cold weather, good to be able to sit down and watch some fantastic racing. So, mark your calendars. Make sure you don't miss those. And I think you're coming back on Monday nights for the Thunder races, right?
Schedule allowing, I will be.
Okay. Well, we are going to get ready to head trackside here in about 10 seconds for our opening ceremonies. And when we come back, we're going to cover the qualifying session. See who becomes quick qualifier. I know they have a 4-car invert. So whoever our quick qualifier is going to start 4th in his heat race. And we'll be back here shortly just to find out who that is.
We take you down onto the track for our opening ceremonies.
Ladies and gentlemen, please rise. Please remove your hats.
And now, please welcome Pastor Sam Foley from Port Orange, Florida, to deliver tonight's invocation.
Father, we ask today that you protect and bless those who participate in this race. May they use good sportsmanship and respect for each other. And we'll thank you and praise you in Jesus' name. Amen.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
All right, back and ready to go for qualifying. Session just changed. Let's see. You got Kip Duggar already on track. Let's go watch Kip run through his first couple of laps here as other cars start to make their way out. We will change and show you as many as we can. Guys, don't forget, like, share, and follow there on the Facebook page. And if you aren't already a subscriber over on YouTube and Twitch, be sure you hit that button. You'll know every time we go live. Got about 6 series in 5 nights here. I suspect we will be adding to that as a couple more series I have seen starting to get ready to fire up. I've seen some schedules get posted. We are just waiting right now for confirmation on which ones we'll be covering, and we'll be putting up a full schedule as soon as we can. But right now, Kip Duggar, 15.87. His first lap. Second lap does not look like it improved. So we'll go over here. We are going to jump around. Oh, let's take a look at Lucas Crawford.
Lucas Crawford, one of the new drivers for this week. Not 100% sure if he is related to Jacob Crawford. He currently is qualified above him, though.
I think that's two brothers.
I wouldn't doubt it, and it looks like Jacob Crawford has competition now as Lucas Crawford posts just a quicker lap time than him on his first time by.
Yeah, they're falling down the pylon quickly. 13th and 14th quick right now. Reed Rundle. His first lap was very good. He was 15.94, and he will stay in the 7th position. Cole Duggar. Cole Duggar comes out and goes 15.90 for 4th place on the pylon. Right now, little Kip Duggar. Quickest in qualifying. Tyler Goodwin up there, very close. But you got 3 drivers at that 15.90 mark. All right, behind him, and then, you get into the 91s and the 93s, and everybody close. That first 10, less than 1/10 of a second. Make it the first 13, 14, less than 1/10 of a second separating them. So very close field here on this fixed setup, and some fantastic speeds shown. We'll see a bunch of inverts, and then these guys are going to have to work pretty hard to try to make themselves a spot in the A main, and that's only the top 4 from each heat go directly there. Everybody else has to go through the B. And I expect the B to be exciting, to say the very least, here at Volusia Speedway tonight.
It always seems like the B mains are some of the more interesting races, but the checkered flag flies on qualifying. Kip Duggar, the only driver in the 15.8s, getting it done. He will start 4th in the upcoming heat that I think we're going to get a rundown of just starting.
We'll look at our starting grid for heat race number 1 on the pole. The Team Outlaw Motorsports number 74, Peter Breeson on his outside. Another Team Outlaw Motorsports driver. He's in the 69 car. That's Scott Bittinger. Your second row inside, a Brenner Brothers Racing entry, the 46 of John Brenner, and on the outside, your quick qualifier for the evening, a Team Outlaw Motorsports vehicle. That is the 48 of Kip Duggar. The third row, Fisher Motorsports driver Ryan Fisher in the 41, and on his outside going to be Mike Lemanchik in the 8. And starting shotgun on the field in a Black Flag Racing, number 10, going to be Tony Itzkowski.
7 cars in the Heat 4 will go through directly to the A main. 3 are going to have to make their way through the B. It's going to be full of, if my math is correct, 12 drivers in the B for heats tonight, full and stacked for you. 2 laps of pacing, 12 laps of racing action here in the first and all of the heats. Exactly, and Team Outlaw front row, it seems going to be interesting to see what those two can get done.
Yeah, a lot of cars with a handful of spots in each one, and these guys are going to be fighting hard to get those spots. Don't think we're going to see a whole lot of contact, maybe the occasional bump in the door here or there, but nothing too great. These guys know they got plenty of chances to get into tonight's feature, and the racing has been exceptional here for a while now. And every driver has improved over the last couple of seasons. So this series is very exciting to watch. We're getting ready to drop the green flag on heat race number 1.
Green.
green flag is out. Heat race number 1 underway. Peter Brees gets a good start, but Scott Binger in that 69 going to try to pull up on top of him. He got a little loose going into the corner, and that's going to allow Brees to start to run away here. A little further back, Brunner, Fisher, and Duggar all fighting for that 3rd spot. Going to give that to Brunner as he's going to try to pull it down to the bottom side of Scott Binger in turn 2.
Yeah, so far, side by side for 2nd and 3rd, and that is not relenting one bit, as John Brunner has kept the 46 car locked inside the 069. They are door to door that time by. Brunner has 2nd. Bittinger sliding back a little bit. Here comes Ryan Fisher. Throw his hat in the ring, make it 3 cars under a blanket. If he goes 3 wide down here in 3 and 4, it would be no surprise at all. He just doesn't quite get it there. Now going to try to cut under, maybe do it in 1 and 2. Exciting racing as Brees is starting to run away with this thing.
Definitely, and don't look now, but your fast qualifier, the 048 of Kip Duggar. He's sitting in a great spot, sitting in 5th place right now. He's waiting to see what these 3 ahead of him fighting for that 2nd spot will do, trying to see which line he could work to try to get past all of them. I know he had started to look at the start of, I think it was lap 3. He's kind of held back there now, and he's just keeping an eye on this battle. Ryan Fisher was looking to make a move, but he doesn't get it done. They start the single file out here now at the start of lap 6, coming to the halfway next time by.
Yep, single filed from 2nd through 5th. Duggar trying to work the high side, cut the car down, get a run down the hill. Fisher was trying to shove his nose inside on Bittinger. He just didn't have enough room and didn't have enough momentum. And Brunner took 2nd away from Bittinger. Now he's got his sights focused on trying to chase down 1.2 seconds. The gap between he and Peter Brees. We're inside 5 to go. The rest of the field quickly. Kip Duggar is back here running in 5th. Then Tony Itzkowski and Mike Lemenchik in behind that. And right now, I just don't think anybody's going to run down Peter Brees.
Definitely, Brees from the drop of the green has looked very strong. I know Peter Brees, one of the fans of these Pro Late models, so expect him to be fast, but keep an eye now on the fight for the final and 4th transfer spot between Kip Duggar and Ryan Fisher. Oh, Duggar gets into the wall exactly as I say that. Commentator's curse indeed. That's going to push Duggar back quite a ways in that 5th spot. They're starting this, they've single filed out now.
Everybody getting well spread out. I don't think we're going to see much in the way of challenges. It's just Brees, now holding on to just over 8/10 of a second, so it's closed a little. I just think time's going to run out on Brees. He's not going to get there, but it should, on Brunner. But Brees should pick up the win, go straight to the feature. If nothing drastic happens to any of these drivers, they don't step on it themselves. It's going to be Brunner, Bittinger, and Fisher going to the A main.
Definitely, as the light flag is out, Brees able to get that lead, and he's done a great job to get it. He's going to be the winner of heat number 1. John Brunner, Scott Bittinger, and Ryan Fisher going to follow him in. We're going to see Kip Duggar, Anthony Ichkowski, and Michael Menchik to the B main, but good first heat indeed.
So we'll get drivers out here for our second heat. And they'll line up like this. On the front row, the 1525 Motorsports driver in the 135, that's Drake Hartzell. And sitting to his outside, the Brandon Hull Performance Motorsports driver in the 32 car, Skylar Woods. Second row, on the inside, 77 car of Gary Budzine. On his outside, another 1525 Motorsports driver, that's Tyler Goodwin in the 7. Your third row, the 112 of Chris Johnson. On his outside, the Keegan Busch Motorsports number 27 is Keegan Busch. And bringing up the rear of the field, 2 weeks in a row, we get to see the 15 car of David Kinjerski. And we haven't seen a lot of Kinjerski, but when we do see him, get to see a pretty machine, that's for sure.
For sure, David Kinjerski working in real life on wrapping some race cars with Ski Graphics. I've seen him updating his Facebook page. His cars are looking at wrapped a modified this week.
All right, well, lights off on the pace truck. Heat number 2 is going to go green out of turn number 4. It's going to be Hartzell and Woods off the front row. 4 more cars going to transfer. That'll lock 8 into the feature. We'll throw 3 more into our B main. I think we're going to have 11 in our B main when we get there, because it should be 3, 3, 3, and 2, because the last race should only have 6 cars.
I would assume so. As they make their way around turn 4, we see the green flag here out in heat number 2. Good start by Woods on the top side. He's going to try to pull around the outside of that 35 car of Drake Hartzell. Just has it just a little bit in turn 3 and 4. Hartzell slides up a little bit of contact between the 32 and the 35. Hartzell came up and got into Goodwin, but we got a big crash in the back.
Kinjerski got through, but Budzine did not. Let's go back. Budzine looks pretty good sitting in 4th right there, but the contact in front, and it kind of closes up the hole. He got to go down low, got a little help. 112 did not see around him that the car in front had slowed down, and that puts Johnson, Bush, and Budzine into the fray. But it all started in front of them. The contact between Goodwin and Woods is what really started that. It just kind of closed up the track with a slow car, and the next thing you know, guys are probably into the beneficiary of all that. David Kinjerski goes from 7th to 4th. So he is sitting in a transfer spot now, and you know that's a whole lot less work when you can pass the cars that are sitting still.
Exactly, and that is exactly what a lot of these guys want to do. Passing here at Volusia, depending on the line and where you are on track, can be very difficult. I think we saw that definitely during the street stock race last week. So the more spots you can gain that may not be your fault exactly, or guys wrecking, some guys just slow them down, it's really going to help you out. So coming back, still double filed up here, should be 1 to green at this time by at the line.
Yeah, Pace Truck still got the flashers on. He'll turn them off this time. I see Chris Johnson and Gary Budzine, the 2 cars lined up nose to tail at the back. Budzine now going to take the outside of that 3rd row. Still got 10 laps to go in this heat race. We got about a lap or so in, and the melee commenced. But that is not what we think is going to be typical for the evening. We think everybody's going to race each other clean, smart. I think that was just, maybe the guy, maybe Wood didn't know he was on the outside right there, because these cars are big and long, and you really can't tell where the right rear is on them sometimes.
Green, green, green. Indeed, that could have been what happened, but the green flag comes back out here for heat number 2. Hartzell this time gets a good start. He's going to be able to single file up behind Skylar Woods. Woods got really out of shape out of the exit 2. That's going to allow Goodwin to pull to the inside. Tyler Goodwin trying to see what he can do in that 7 car. Side by side with Skylar Woods at the line. Give it to Woods. Not very close, but he's still knocking on that door through 1 and 2. Going to be the best fight we have on track right now.
Yeah, we keep our eyes on 2nd, 3rd, and 4th, as right now it looks like Hartzell kind of in command. Got about 4 car lengths. Kinjerski just looks like he's biding his time, being patient, sitting right there, waiting for Goodwin to do something or Woods to do something that causes them to break their momentum. He can sneak by another slow car, pick up some more positions, because nobody likes to be on the bubble. And now Kinjerski going to make a liar out of me, as he got a great run out of 4, pulls down to the inside. I didn't think that was going to work out too good. Had that right rear in the slick the whole time, and you don't go forward most of the time when you're in the slick like that. And he is going to settle back in. But these 4 have broken completely away from Johnson, Budzine, and Bush. And inside 6 to go. I think we're looking at our transfer cars right here. The order, that may be up for grabs still as we get a caution. Chris Johnson.
Gary Budzine making contact.
Out of 4, pretty clean. Looks like maybe down here in 1 and 2. Budzine was in, got the right rear through the slick, and they touched, and I think it was going to be okay until the net code right at the very end. You saw how slowly the 112 car started to turn, and all of a sudden it just hopped and went. And I think we're going to chalk that up to it being a little bit of net code that finished him off. He was contacted regardless, but the net code probably is what ended in the caution.
And that's exactly what the collective feeling was. It's not code, but Zine's still going to take the drop to the back. They're going to start double file up. They still got 2 laps under caution here. Unfortunately, the caution laps here at Volusia somewhat long, but so be it. Gives us more time to run through the order once again. Still at the end, 8 laps going to be completed when we cross the line green next time. It's going to be Hartzell, Woods, Goodwin, Konjerski, your top 4 are the ones with the transfer spots. Then we got Keegan Bush, the 112 of Chris Johnson, and the 77 of Gary Budzine at the back, making it for an interesting race nonetheless.
Yeah, Tiny Dancer, a little payback. I don't think so. I think the first incident with those guys had nothing really to do with them. They were just on top of each other. I think the second incident was just the fact that the car got through the slick. So we're not going to say that. We're not going to, we're not going to put that on anybody. We're just going to let it go. It's racing. And something has happened to our slide ticker here, so let's go back to the vertical one. We just have to do a little work in between sessions here.
Indeed we will, but coming back to green here, Pace Truck makes his way in. Drake Hartzell, a good restart, gets a good jump. Once again, is going to pull away from Woods. Konjerski going to try to run top. Oh, a little bit of contact between him and Goodwin. Konjerski not happy over the race chat. That's going to push him back all the way to last place right now. Goodwin looking aggressive right now. He tried to get something on Skylar Woods. Unfortunately, it doesn't look like he has anything. And Chris Johnson going to be challenging him for the 3rd spot. And now Goodwin looking to go for 2nd.
Yeah, a lot has happened in that lap previous as Konjerski found the wall a second time during it. But here goes Chris Johnson trying to go 2 for 1. They're going to be 3 wide out of 2. Budzine on the bottom. Goodwin in the middle. Goodwin and Johnson contact. And, yep, hanging with that is probably going to do it. That 112 car, it doesn't matter if it's been the late model or if it's been his street stock. It has not mattered. He has 0 luck. Just no luck at all.
Unfortunately for him, just kind of caught up in everything. So we see Goodwin.
So it looks like Johnson out and Goodwin is 2. He is also out. Did not know his car was off track. But it'll be Hartzell, Budzine, Woods, Bush, and Konjerski. Yeah, I keep seeing him flash in, but I don't know where that car is at. So he is off your top 5. I think we got some work to do again, but because these are not going the way that they should. They are getting confused somehow. Just keep showing cars crashing over and over again. I don't know if it's because they're in the pits on the pit road or what it is, but I think that is part of what is happening because our overlays don't know where everybody is at because they keep crashing. I'm not sure what's happening there, but we'll leave this up here. We got 3 laps to go. Still Hartzell, Budzine, Woods, Bush, and Konjerski.
It's 5 cars on track. 4 cars going to go through 2-lap shootout ideally as we come back to green. Pace Truck going to pull into the infield this time by Hartzell. Back on the power. We go back green. Another good start from Drake. 77 car not able to keep up with him, and Woods is going to try to be on the back of Gary Budzine. Budzine, someone we are rarely seeing now, but that just happens to be him running tonight. Top 4 though, all still spread out. Konjerski going to be trying to make his way and work on Keegan Bush as the white flag comes out. Konjerski goes to the bottom, keeps it planted, trying to see what he can get. Konjerski on the bottom side fighting for this last transfer spot. Bush slides high, Konjerski stays low. Bush got it at the line. Drake Hartzell gets the win with Woods, Budzine, and Bush going to follow him through the A. We're going to have to see David Konjerski in the B main.
All right, we'll get ready to get down here and look at the starting lineup for heat race number 3. The 1525 Motorsports driver Lucas Crawford in the 215 car will start on pole with Nate Sievert in the 22. That's the Central Services Racing entry on his outside. Another Team Outlaw Motorsports driver, Sean Judson, the 19, starts inside row number 2. Alongside, yet another 1525 Motorsports driver in the 25 machine of Robert Warren. Randy Brunner will start the 64 car in the 5th spot. That's a Brunner Brothers Racing entry. And then David Tefelsky will start the 40 machine on the outside of that 3rd row. And another Brandon Hull entry, the 70 car of J.J. Schilling, will start shotgun on the field. We saw the 215 car of Lucas Crawford pull out of line. New drivers required to start in the rear, at least their first couple of weeks. And so that will move Judson all the way to the pole and put Crawford shotgun. So Schilling will move inside of row number 3. See if I got this thing fixed. Give it just a second. Maybe not. Maybe we'll go back to here. These seem to be okay. Either way, drivers are ready to go. Lights are out on the pace truck. 3rd of 4 heat races. We got 8 locked in. We're going to make 9, 10, 11, and 12 out of this one. Put 3 more in the B main. That'll bring us up to 9 for the B main. We're ready to go out of turn 4.
Out of turn 4, Judson sees the green flag. He gets going. Good start for Sean on the bottom side. He's going to be able to pull and clear Nate Sievert into turn 1. No contact between Sievert and Brunner. That's Randy Brunner. They're going to start and wiggle out. Brunner gets the worst of it and falls back. Schilling moves into that 2nd and 3rd spot. He's trying to get it. Oh, Schilling gets a little nudge in the rear end from Brunner. And Crawford got into it as the caution comes out.
Yeah, that got a little hectic right there. Let's go back, take a look. We're watching J.J. Schilling in the 70 car right here. Got in. He checked it down a little, and Brunner still had a little bit of a run. Got in the back of him, and then Crawford gets into the back of the Brunner. And that will probably put Brunner out of this one. He'll be trying to get in through the B main. So with Brunner in the pits, I'm going to keep trying those until they work, I think. Or until I'm fully convinced they don't. I don't know what I did to break them, but I did something. They worked last week.
It happens with new broadcasting technology.
Yeah. Well, I don't know if anybody was watching the beginning of the show tonight, but new intro for DRN. I kind of like it. I think it's considerably different than the one we had before, and it's pretty fancy. So I kind of like it. And then the DSRL guys got a new promo video, and that's a pretty sharp video that they're putting out.
I know, I saw that earlier today. It definitely was one of a really good thing to see. I'm happy that one of my suggestions for a clip of it made it in, so happy with that. But these guys going to stay out on track. We might see some of these guys running either tomorrow night with the Monday Night Thunder or even Wednesday with the Wednesday Night Warriors. I know Lernerville on Wednesday. I'll definitely be checking in from there and seeing if I can do any sort of good job. Lernerville, of course, one of the many tracks here on the iRacing service dirt-wise, so good to see a nice schedule, traveling schedule. Lernerville's where we check off this week. Lights are off on the pace truck now. Going to be heading back to Green Flag Racing, this time by Judson, Sievert, Warren, and Schilling. Your top 4, Tefelsky and Crawford, find themselves 5th and 6th. Pace truck goes off. Judson gives it a go. We go back. Green Flag Racing here, heat number 3. Taking off lap number 2. Judson, a good start. Only car that's really planted to the bottom was Rob Warren. Seems like it worked out for him as he was able to pull just a little bit away from Jason Schilling. Side by side, 2 rows back, it seems, through the corners. Judson and Sievert fighting for the win, with Warren and Schilling fighting for that third spot, but move Lucas Crawford in, trying to fight for that last transfer spot with Rob Warren.
Yeah, good battle here as these 5 cars vying for the 4 spots, and Crawford going to take a peek on the high side of Warren. I just don't think he had enough momentum. He may out of 2. Guys, don't be afraid to say hi in the chat. Let us know where you're watching from, who your favorite driver you're pulling for is in here tonight. Always fun to hear from the fans. We are getting down to this one. And right now, it is Judson, Sievert, Schilling, and Crawford. There's a little bit of a battle as Sievert and Schilling going at each other here for second.
Jason Schilling moving very much, trying to see what he can get done, trying to track down Sean Judson now for that first place spot as he was able to get past Sievert. Sievert tried for a little bit of a slider there on Schilling, tried to get back to him and just couldn't, and that's going to really cross and check him up. Fight here for the final transfer spot. Still, they've been side by side for as long as I can remember. Warren and Crawford fighting super hard with each other. Warren right now has the better of the two, but don't count out Lucas Crawford just yet.
And now Crawford from pretty good pedigree, and I know that he showed out pretty well Wednesday night when he came over for the Dirt Slingers race. The 215 car looked pretty good in there, so I expect him to be able to pick up this transfer spot as he now has cleared by about a car, exactly 1 car length, and then he bumps the fence right after that, lets Rob Warren back inside. We're around to 2 to go, and Judson still commanding this thing. He is way out in front, 7-8 car lengths now over Schilling. Schilling, remember, started 7th in the feature, and they're getting ready to take the white flag, and he is up to 2nd.
White flag out here, heat number 3. Laps had ticked off. Crawford keeping an eye back on the transfer spot battle. Lucas Crawford has a run down the back straightaway. He clears Rob Warren on the top side. Warren gonna try to throw it well. Crawford squeezes him low. Lucas Crawford on the last lap gets the final transfer spot. Judson, Schilling, Sievert, and Crawford gonna move on through. Warren and a few others will move on to the B.
All right, let's get down here for our 4th and final heat race on the pole. 1525 Motorsports driver Jacob Crawford in the 2 car. We'll start on pole with Nick Sobiek in the 23 on his outside. Your second row inside, 43 of Reed Rundle. And on the outside of him in the 11 car, going to be Cole Duggar. John Burnside will start inside of row number 3 in the 55, and on the outside that's going to be Colin Skinzalewski in the 5 car.
Just looking through the Facebook chat right now, and I can see some people.
We do not need that recap.
We'll
Scott is just trying to stir something up that he doesn't need to stir.
We'll keep it on the dirt side tonight, I'll say that.
Yeah, well, stay in the dirt. I know a lot of drivers who participated in that thing, and some of them had some nice things to say, so.
All I know is we have 6 cars here in heat number 4. 4 of them going to make the move on to the main. 2 of them going to make their way to the B main. Puts 11 cars in the consolation, LCQ. 4 will go on from there, making a 20-car field. Crawford, Sobiak, Rundle, and the 11 car Cole Duggar going to be the ones to watch here. The top 4 so far, but got to keep an eye on Burnside and Skinzalewski in the back. Pace Truck going to make his way off here into turn 4. Going to be going green here, heat number 4 underway.
Good start for Sobiek. He had a nose out in front. He's got the high side, which means a little bit of momentum through 1 and 2. He'll grab the lead over Crawford, and you see Reed Rundle, the 43, on the inside of Duggar, trying to take third. Contact again, contact yet again. That's going to open the door. There goes Burnside. He's going to go from 5th to 3rd. That's going to put Crawford, the bubble boy, and he gets a little more contact from the 11 of Duggar. A little bit of rough and tumble here at the back on lap number 1 of heat number 4.
These guys are rough and tough tonight here at Volusia. Big fight for the final transfer spot. Cole Duggar moved out of it, trying to see what that top side can do. Crawford and Burnside still having a good battle. Crawford clears. Oh, contact between Burnside and Duggar. They keep it straight and narrow. A good job between those two to keep it straight and going. Duggar moving into that final transfer spot. Burnside going to be trying to challenge him, but that top side just seems to be the line to be on, and if you are not planted up top, you are just stuck.
Yeah, Levencar kind of making contact with just about everything on the racetrack. I think if the pace truck was out there, he'd be in danger right now. But it is all Nick Sobiak out in front, but if he had a mirror, he'd look in it and he'd see a big old orange and white number 43 car breathing right down the back. Now pulls to the inside going into 3 and 4, and I can tell you, Reed Rundle likes the bottom. He sure is making it work right here as he's going to have the lead for that lap. New leader Reed Rundle with 6 to go. He's going to try the slider. Didn't work. He hit the brakes. He let Sobiak pull alongside. Great battle for the lead. Best battle for the lead we have seen so far this evening. Right now, I think the 43 car has all of it. Half a car that time. If he can clear him with the slide job right here in 1 and 2. Not quite going to get up the hill. Sobiak's hanging tough. These two actually getting away from Jacob Crawford. Got a 1.2 second lead. They're battling side by side and still getting away from that 2 car, and that's no small feat.
The man from Oxford, Michigan, and the man from Vernon, Wisconsin fighting it out here for the first place and the lead of the heat.
Little contact.
Little contact there between the two of them. They keep it on the straight and narrow. 3 laps to go here in heat number 4, the 23 and the 43. Big fight here. One of the best fights we've seen for the win in the heats.
More
thus
contact.
far. These guys bouncing off each other and keeping it clean and straight. But don't look now. That 2 car, Jacob Crawford, right on their back, and Cole Duggar following him.
Yeah, right in there. These two kept losing time, rubbing and bumping on each other, and fighting for the win in a heat race. And they've allowed Crawford to get there. White flag in the air. Your top 4 long gone, but not from each other. 5th place, no chance right now. There goes Crawford on the inside of Sobiak out of 2. Bottom is open. If Rundle doesn't get it close, I think he's not even going to win the heat race. But he shuts her down, gets all the way to the bottom. He'll pick up the win. Crawford 2nd. Sobiak into the wall, but still comes home 3rd. Cole Duggar was 4th. Burnside and Skinzalewski will join the rest of the drivers in the B main. And we will fill in the last 4 spots from those 11 drivers. About to kick off right here.
Hear a nice loud groan through the racetrack from Nick Sobiak. I think he's going to be taken to the infield medical center and check him out. Going to move on to the B main, though.
All right, let's look at the starting grid for tonight's LCQ. It'll be Kip Duggar and David Konjerski on the front row, Rob Warren and John Burnside in row 2, Tony Itzkowski, Chris Johnson starting in the 3rd row. The 4th row, Dan Tefelsky and Colin Skinzalewski. And then Mike Lemanchek and Tyler Goodwin in row 5, and Randy Brunner will start shotgun on this one. Hey, what do you know? It's working again. I didn't even do anything. I just refreshed it. Huh. That's always fun.
It's always fun when the broadcast stuff likes to change it up on you.
Oh, yeah, all new, only about the 3rd time that I personally have used it, and I'm sure I'm doing something completely wrong. So I'll just leave it and let it scroll. Is what it is. Hopefully it'll work the rest of the night. It's a good look. They look really good. Still playing with them, learning some things about them, but it really has kind of enhanced things in my view. Hello, Naomi. I haven't seen you in chat in a very long time. Welcome back. Wow, Naomi Hoskins in here watching tonight. Bill Williams. If he was racing, he'd just go faster than everyone else. Well, you understand the basics of racing, and that makes you dangerous, to say the least, Bill. All right, last chance qualifier right here. Top 4 go to the A-Main. Everybody else, sayonara. Thanks for playing. No parting gifts this evening.
Everybody going to get double filed up. Pace truck Going to aim for the infield, pull it off, 15 laps, green flag is out here in the B main. Already going to be 3 wide, almost into the first corner. Warren looking to see what he can get, but that top side, David Konjerski not going to be able to get past Kip Duggar, your fastest qualifier on the night. Duggar going to hold it low. He's going to get second place as David Konjerski on the first lap pulls up in the first. Little bit of a wiggle there from Kip Duggar. That pushes him up the track, and Wob Warren going to pull right past him. Chris Johnson making a move for the final transfer spot.
I feel like that's a car that's got a little bit of a mission. The 112 of Johnson was running good in the heat race. A couple of problems that weren't of his own. Lemanchuk has wrecked his back here. Let's go back and take a look real quick. We're on the 8 car. He's in 3 and 4. A little wiggle there. Got out of shape. Oh, contact in front of him. And then he spins out trying to miss the contact. I don't know who spun in front of him. It was Stafelsky that got spun. I think he and Tyler Goodwin. No, not Tyler Goodwin. Maybe Colin Skinzalewski. Yeah, that's who had contact. And those guys, he tried to avoid him, did Lemanchuk, and he spun the car around. That's what brought it out, because there was somebody in behind that.
So the caution does, in fact, come out. 3 laps down. Going to be at the line. 11 laps to go. Or 12 laps to go. My mistake. These guys all looking for...
Well, I've got them on above my head, Naomi, and right now I'm pretty happy with them, as long as they don't mess it up. Yeah, the previous 3 games this weekend have all been decided by a field goal in the last 4 seconds. I'm kind of hoping that this one is not, but this was expected to be the toughest game of the weekend. And right now it looks like KC is having their way with things. So still 12 to go. They're going to get them double foul right here. Get ready to go back to green. Remember, the top 4 only are going to move on and be in our feature. Still all 11 cars on the track. Goodwin showing him here, but it's not showing. I can't find him anywhere on the track, so he must have taken his car off. Is that right?
He did not start.
Oh, that's weird that they got him in here. I don't know which car we don't have, but I'm showing him on the track actually, but
Green.
not in this thing. It must be Ichkowski that is out there that I don't have on the ticker.
But the green flag back out here in the B main. Konjerski, good run out of 1 and 2. He's going to pull right away from Warren. Warren going to be looking to see and get back to him. Chris Johnson on that top side trying to dig and find spot. He finds himself in the 3rd spot with Kip Duggar on the bottom side, finding himself in 4th. But that 64 car of Randy Brunner ripping the top side. A Highline hustler we see today. He is looking to have the momentum out of turn 2. Turn 3 and 4, just giving a little tap of that cushion. He's going to try and pull by Duggar. He can't get it this lap. Kip Duggar keeps it under control and keeps it in spot. We're going to have a fight for the lead right now. All 3 top cars pretty close together.
Yeah, looking like a Warren up here battling for the lead, trying to go down the inside. Konjerski still working around the top. Going to keep it side by side. Chris Johnson, told you that guy would be on a mission. He is up here. He's going to battle for this. A 3-car battle for the lead. The car on the inside, who's sitting on the bubble right there, the 048, that is Kip Duggar. And Randy Brunner and John Burnside trying to run him down, get around him. They got about 7.5 laps to get it done. We'll see if at the end of this thing, the 048 has made the transfer into our feature. Let's get back to the front, because this battle far from over, as these guys still stacked right on top of each other. 6.5 laps now remaining, and Konjerski asserts himself off the top side and grabs the lead heading into turn 3.
Both the bottom and the top line looking to be very strong. Warren able to keep with Konjerski on the top side. Oh, he gets a little bit out of shape there, slid up just a little too much, and that's going to allow Chris Johnson to try to pull around the outside of him. Konjerski going to hold down that 1st place spot right now 5 laps to go here in the B main. Top 3 put a blanket over them. A little further back, fighting for 5th place, and that's exactly what Kip Duggar wants to see, as that's going to allow him to start to run away just a little bit. We keep our eyes planted on the battle for the lead. Kinjerski able to have it. Chris Johnson making his move in 2nd place. 3 wide through 1 and 2. Kinjerski rushing on the Speedway. That looks to be a pile up. Skinzalewski and Lemanchik seem to be involved, and something not looking all that right on that 8 car.
Skinzalewski looks like he's by himself right now. And the 8 car looks like he had a problem. He was getting away pretty slow right there. Not sure what happened, but we'll get him back around here. Lemanchik looks like he is trying to catch up to the field. He got sideways. Maybe he got loose getting in the corner, got the car spun around, and with Skinzalewski still coming at him, that's what triggered our caution. So it'll be
Definitely.
3 to go when we, or yep, 3 to go when we get the green back. Kinjerski, Johnson, Warren, Duggar, your top 4. Then Burnside, Brunner, Ichkowski, Skinzalewski, and Lemanchik. Tofelski out of this one.
Indeed, the top 4. The top 3 were having a really good battle before that caution came out. They were just right on top of each other, all trying to vie for that single spot. Be interesting to see what they can do here on this restart. Should be going back to green this time by. The lights on the pace truck get cut, and we will be going back to a double file restart here. It's going to be once again Kinjerski, Johnson, Warren, and Duggar holding down those 4 transfer spots, but don't count out John Burnside or Randy Brunner fighting for those last few spots. Single file restart. It is here, and they're trying to figure themselves out. Seems like everybody gets back together.
Yeah, looks like Diana is sitting here. She is pulling for Kinjerski right now to pull this thing off and get a transfer into the feature. As the pace truck heads in, the green flag comes back out. Kind of a wonky start from about 3rd on back. You saw Burnside get sideways as he jerked it to the left to miss the back of Duggar's car, who did not quite get going there. As your leader pulled away just a little bit. He'll see 2 to go. He's got a pretty good gap over Chris Johnson right now, about 4 car lengths. I just think it's his race to lose. The battle's going to be for the final transfer spot. They're going to get hot and heavy back here. Burnside took a look on the inside of Duggar, got the car out of shape, opened the door for Brunner. Now Brunner's going to drive it deep into 3 and 4, up the hill, no contact, as Duggar gives room and gives the spot away. Randy Brunner goes in, gets aggressive, and takes the spot. White flag in the air. Kinjerski, Johnson, Warren, a 1, 2, 3. I think that's how they're going to finish at the line. And Randy Brunner with a great move the last lap. He's going to take the final transfer spot. Kip Duggar, John Burnside, Tony Iskowski, Colin Skinzalewski, Mike Lemanchik, and Dan Tofelski. Better luck next time, guys. Good finish to that one. Got about a 60-second warm-up here. I will be sure to let you guys know. Tune in tomorrow night, 8 o'clock Eastern. Dirt Slingers. Monday Night Thunder 360 wing sprint cars. Should be a pretty good field. They're kicking off season number 17. Dominic Santine and I believe Zach Krieger will have the call on that one. And then hopefully with the number of signups that they have received in the last 48 hours, immediately following Monday Night Thunder, the Monday 360 Wing Series, formerly known as the Monday Night Lights Series at DSRL. They will kick off their season right behind. It should be 9:30-ish Eastern Time. A lot of drivers. They had over 40 drivers get signed up for that series, so that should be a pretty good field. Should be some pretty good racing. Hopefully the admin power is there to cover it, and we'll be able to put it live here for you guys. Not a lot in the way of wingless sprint car racing going on. And so it'll be our pleasure to cover that. But it is time to get down here and go through our starting grid for tonight's 35 lap A main. It's going to be Scott Bittinger and Jacob Crawford on the front row. And I can tell you right now, seeing that 2 car on the outside of the front row, that is dangerous for the rest of this field. But J.J. Schilling, who has been putting up a pretty good fight with Crawford here lately, starting inside row number 2 next to Gary Budzine. Then it's John Brunner and Reed Rundle in row 3, Sean Judson and Drake Hartzell in the 4th row. Your 5th row, Peter Brees and Skylar Woods, Nate Sievert, and Nick Sobiek in that 6th row. And then it's Ryan Fisher, Keegan Bush, row 7, Lucas Crawford and Cole Duggar in row 8, David Kinzerski and Chris Johnson in row 9, and Robert Warren and Randy Brunner in the 10th and final row. So 20 cars, 35 laps.
Gonna make.
Pardon me.
All good. Gonna make for an interesting feature tonight. Gonna be a good race. Got to keep an eye on a lot of these people up front. Like you said, seeing that 2 car and the 70 car near each other. Those 2 have been fast, but got to keep an eye on that 3rd row car starting in 6th place. Reed Rundle in the 43. He has been fast for all the time that we have been here, and Rundle, I think he missed out on the UMP modified win during the summer season here at Volusia, but he's gonna try and pick up his first one this season. But as we say that, they're gonna double file themselves back up, and want to thank you all for joining us tonight here for the Hales Corner Speedway Sim Racing League Round 10. 30 of the best laps here in the Pro Lates at Volusia gonna come your way. Pace truck makes his way off turn 4. It's showtime here at Volusia. Green flag is out. Bittinger a good start, but Crawford gonna move up to the top side, see what he can do, and Crawford rips that top, gets the move done on Bittinger. Jacob Crawford to the lead here so far as we stay green. Crawford has the lead at the end of lap 1. Bittinger and Schilling right behind him. Budzine holding down that 4th spot. Reed Rundle making a move on Brunner there for the 5th spot. Brunner finds himself in 6th with Drake Hartzell and the 19 car of Sean Judson fighting for the spots behind them. 3 laps already down, and Crawford's starting to get a gap that he wants to see.
Yep. I told you guys it was dangerous for that man to start on the front, and he is going to jump out to the lead. There's a good chance he could run away and hide from these guys. Bittinger and Schilling nose to tail. It's single file through about the top 13 or so here. You get a little too wide when they go down in the corners. As one guy will go to the bottom, one guy will go to the top. I can tell you right now, Chris Johnson, Rob Warren already up 4 spots, 14th and 15th from their original starting spots, as we're just about 5 laps into this thing. But Jacob Crawford already out in front by half a second over Scott Bittinger. Jason Schilling giving chase. This could be a long night for these guys. You can see the quick time right now. Jason Schilling, 15:9:21. That's your fastest lap so far in the race.
Schilling finding himself in the 3rd spot. He kind of fell back a little bit there from Bittinger, and the 69 car fell. And Gary Budzine to be looking. Oh, Hartzell and Rundle get together in turn 4. We're going to stay green as of now. That is not what either of them would want to have seen. Rundle was starting to get some runs going. The top 4 is checked out, though, from the pack. Crawford, Bittinger, Schilling, and Budzine all finding themselves.
It's getting pretty rough back here in the field where Hartzell, Johnson, Bush, these guys, Sievert is in the middle of it. They were just bending sheet metal and sharing paint back here, and I'm watching. That's about 13th on back. I was live on the screen while you were talking about that. It got a little rough back here for just a minute.
Definitely a backpack starting to get rough racing, but everybody's going to keep it straight and clean. Meanwhile, a little bit forward, Reed Rundle starting to make a move back through the pack. He finds himself in the 6th spot. Got to fight for the 3rd place spot between Schilling and Budzine. Seems as if Budzine was able to reel in Schilling. Jacob Crawford, though, keeping that lead. He's able to pull away from the 69, the 70, and the 77. The 46 car of going to be John Brunner, looking to catch back up to these guys. Reed Rundle right behind them, round out the top 6. Sobiak and Fisher and Sobiak find themselves. Oh yeah, Sobiak and Fisher find themselves 7th and 8th. Judson and Brees 9th and 10th so far. So top 10 all somewhat spread out right now. About a second between the leader and second place, and then the next 3 cars back there all under a second to each other. So hard battle gonna come here for the 3rd place spot pretty soon, I would assume.
Yeah, they're going to have to do some work to catch up. But right now, Nick Sobiak, Ryan Fisher, both 5 spots improved. But Lucas Crawford, he is a good mover at 6. Your biggest mover, until right there now, Robert Warren back here. He's increased 7 spots from his starting position up to 12th. He was kind of in the middle of that hornet's nest. He got around Hartzell after Hartzell had taken it back from him. It got a little rough back there with those guys. They've sorted it all out, and now drivers are starting to race a lot better. As this pack starting to get bigger and bigger, they are 2 wide, 3 deep. All right, there. That is about 8th on back, and some great racing back mid-pack. The top 4, man, they are on cruise controls. They are single file and spread out, even back to Brunner in 5th, Rundle in 6th, and Rundle's the only one that had any company for just a split second there. Nick Sobiak peeked at him, but we're back here to this group again with Crawford, Fisher, Warren, Judson, Sievert, Brees, all in the middle of that deal. And it looks like Coldugger trying to battle Brees there. That is for a 12th spot on the track right now. And that's not something we're used to seeing out of that 11 car very often, that he is this deep in the field. So things getting kind of interesting.
A few laps ago, there was a little bit of contact between Brees and Hart, so they were 4 wide at one point, I think on lap 15, going through turn 2. Fortunately, 4 wide here at Volusia doesn't work exactly as someone wants. Meanwhile, keep an eye on the battle for the 9th place spot, the 25 car of Rob Warren and the 19 car of Sean Dutton fighting for 10th. The 2 car of Jacob Crawford, though, staying out and about a straightaway ahead of him for some traffic, and that's going to be the 112 of Chris Johnson's. They come with 11 to go, so that could potentially make for an interesting bout. Keegan Bush and Skylar Woods making a little contact out of turn 2. They all keep it straight. They are 3 wide through on the front straightaway. Nate Sievert, Cole Duggar, and Sean Judson getting 3 wide there just for a little bit as the caution comes out.
There's Jason Schilling. Let's go back and watch the 70 car. Found the fence going into 3 and 4. Biked it up. Couldn't keep it. He is over. Flipped. And he does get it back on its wheels, but it is badly damaged, the 70 car. And I'm not thinking he's going to be able to continue.
Yep, and unfortunately for the 70 car, he finds himself probably having to go to take a visit to the pit lane. Unsure at this time. He's gonna tap out and move to the back.
A lot of damage on that car anyway, so I'm not sure that it made a whole lot of difference. The tap out was more of a safety precaution than anything right there. But Crawford, Bittinger, Bud Zine, Brunner, Rundle, Sobiak, Crawford, Fisher, Warren, and Judson are the top 10. Then Cole Duggar, Sievert, Brees, Hartzell, Konjerski, Woods, Bush, Brunner, Johnson, and Schilling rounding out the order. We are almost there. 30 laps.
Definitely go off of the pace track at the line. Be 9 laps to go. Be interesting to see if Bittinger or even Budzine, he got promoted up into 3rd place after Schilling got into the wall. See if they have anything for the car. The good-looking chrome numbered number 2 of Jacob Crawford. Gonna make his way around turn 3. First caution we've had tonight, hopefully the last we have tonight. Knowing that, probably just cursed it all. Pace truck makes his way in. Green flag comes back out. Good start for Crawford. He was able to stack the pack back up in the background. Everybody having to jump out line. They're 3 wide between Duggar, Sievert, and Judson. A little further back, but Crawford coming to the line. going to have 8 to go and still holding a commanding lead.
Yeah, all right, now we are watching 4th place Reed Rundle. He's got his hands full. Oh, car sideways, John Brunner. That's a big pileup, folks. That is a wad of cars. We are upside down. I think Schilling is in this again. Let's go down here. We're going to take a look. Schilling was last in this. He's going to get caught up in it. Well, I said that. They are upside. Oh, it wasn't Schilling. It was John Brunner that got caught up in that. That's my mistake. So let's do that again. Yeah, John Brunner was already out of that deal. Yeah, I could not get back on that replay. It was a black and red car, and I just missed it completely right there. But get back to live here. Get these guys back in order. Yeah, you might have cursed it, buddy. Yeah, we didn't get just barely a full lap in on that restart, so I think that was your curse.
Definitely. I'll take responsibility for that. I'll take the tap out on that one, guys. That's my mistake.
Yeah, traction flip. That's what Mr. Schilling is saying. Yeah, there's a lump that develops right there on the entry to 3 right up against the wall. I know when you hit it in the sprint car, it really kind of upsets the car to try to get yourself set to go ripping around the top right there. And a lot of times you end up, there's a second, which is kind of more of a berm than a lip or a bump about the middle. And if you can get to that, sometimes you're safe. But in your case, I think you hit that little wad that joins the 2 fences together right there. It piles up dirt. You do that, it's going to get the car way out of shape, and a lot of times you're going to end up upside down.
Green. Pace car making his way on the pit road. We go back green. Crawford, a good restart. He's going to be able to pull away. And 4th place, Reed Rundle trying to make a move on the 77 car of Gary Budzine. Rundle looking to the bottom side, trying to steal it on the bottom. Rundle going to keep it planted on the bottom side, and he's going to get it done at the line. Reed Rundle now moving up into the 3rd place spot, but Gary Budzine ain't going to let that go too easily. He's on the top side, and Rundle has cleared him. Rundle going to make the move up to the top side. Good battle there for the 3rd spot. That's him. Budzine gets pushed back into Sobiak, and Cole Duggar looking to make a move as another caution.
Caution again, this time Robert Warren in this one. Let's go see what happened to the driver of the 25. He was running back here kind of deep behind Chris Johnson anyway, which is about 13th, 14th. Schilling gets out of shape across in front of Johnson. Johnson gets way out of shape and just collected the 25 car sideways. That is what got us where we are at the moment. So, little announcer's curse and a rash of cautions here in the last 7 or 8 laps, and we're going to be down to a 4-lap shootout.
Going to make it interesting. It was good seeing Reed Rundle being able to pull that move off on Gary Budzine, because it means there's still stuff in the track that's going to allow people to make some moves. It's going to be interesting to see what we can see in these 4 laps, in fact. What lines people are going to try.
Well, in the last 2, Rundle jumped up there, and he took a spot away from Budzine, put Budzine off the podium, and Sobiak was trying to follow him, trying to put pressure on too. So you never know. Nick Sobiak could spoil that whole thing. He could end up 3rd and move Rundle and Budzine back. This
Definitely
is far
Nick
from
Sobiak.
over.
Exactly, Nick Sobiak. The ones to watch right now. Lights go off on the pace truck. It's going to be Jake Upward who will lead them back to green. Bittinger, Rundle, Budzine, Sobiak, Duggar. Behind Duggar is going to be Luke Crawford, Ryan Fisher, Nate Sievert, and Peter Brees finding themselves in the top 10. Judson, Konjerski, Woods, Brunner, Schilling, Johnson, Keegan Bush, Rob Warren, with John Brunner and Drake Hartzell in the pit lane. Lights off on the pace truck once again. 4-lap shootout this time by... Does anybody have anything for the 2-car of Jacob Crawford? Or somebody going to try to make a move for another spot on the track? We go back green. A good start for Crawford. He's going to move up to the top side and try to rip away from Scott Bittinger. You said it, and that looks to be the exact point. Nick Sobiak on that bottom side looks to have it hooked up. He's looking to make a move for the 3rd place spot. He has it at the line, just barely between him and Rundle. A big battle here. Nick Sobiak on the bottom side was able to get it done.
Here comes Cole Duggar.
Follow him through. Duggar trying to follow his line, trying to imitate him. He's going to get to the bottom of Sobiak. That's going to force Sobiak to have to go up. Cole Duggar now making a move for the 3rd place spot. Jacob Crawford has moved on to the bottom as the caution comes out. Green, white, checkered.
Yeah, Skylar Wood in this one. Take a look at the 32 car right next to the 64, Randy Brunner. Up to the top. Oh, that happens kind of in front of. Now he's going to get caught up in it. Around he goes. Car's upside down. I'm not even sure who all was upside down. I want to say Sievert was in it. Maybe Hartzell was part of that. So, yeah, a lot of cars involved in that one. This one's just getting plain old ugly at the end here.
And most likely it is my fault.
And we will have an extended 2-lap shootout. So we will go from a 30-lap feature to a 31-lap feature, as we'll do green, white, checker finish. The first of, what do they have, 2 or 3 on this series?
Just one.
Just one, okay. So they're just going to give them one shot. Well, some of the other series give them 2, some give them 3. I saw one that give them 5, so...
Ooh. Definitely something to talk about with green, white, checkers, but tonight just going to be one. Going to be interesting to see what people can do. Got to keep an eye on that 23 car and the 11 car, both Nick Sobiak and Cole Duggar, who made moves on the bottom, got past Rundle and Budzine. They're going to be a force to be reckoned with here on this green-white checkered. See what lines they choose and see where they can go. Lights off on the pace truck. Going to be making their way around into turn 3. We're going to be seeing green flag action being added here in just a second. Crawford once again your leader, with Bittinger right behind him. 2 laps to go. Green flag back out. Sobiak looked to make a move to the bottom instantly, but Bittinger pulled down and blocked him. Bittinger going to get pushed back up the track, and Cole Duggar on the top side trying to rip it, see what he can get. Doesn't look like he has the momentum just yet. Bittinger on that slick stuff. He's going to slide out. Might cost him some time. It won't, as the white flag comes out for Jacob Crawford, but keep an eye out here on the 3rd place battle. Rundle trying to put his hat in the ring. Bittinger gets all out of shape. That's going to allow Sobiak to pull to the inside here, coming into the turn 3, into 3 and 4. Bittinger slides up. Sobiak comes to the middle. Checkered flag is out. Cole Duggar got it at the line for 3rd.
So the slip from Bittinger does nobody any good but Duggar, as Sobiak tried to pin it on the bottom, lost a lot of momentum, and by 1/1000th of a second, Cole Duggar slides by on the high side and takes 3rd away. But tonight it is Jacob Crawford who is winning. And I said it from the jump that if these guys didn't get out in front of that guy when he started on the front row, he was going to probably run away with that thing. So let me get this. As we will get ready to drag Cole in here. I know he's in chat. Oh, let's see. We got to get... We don't have everybody in here.
How about we bring Cole Duggar in here? You can take it away, and I will drag the rest of them up here.
User was moved to your channel.
Cole Duggar, you got a copy?
I got you, Roger.
Well, man, I'll tell you what, the last lap, the last corner, the last restart, 1/1000th of a second, you end up stealing the podium away from Nick Sobiek. Sobiek went after Bittinger, and he forced himself to have to try to do some defending there. It didn't work out, man. Tell us about the last couple of laps.
Yeah, those last couple restarts, I had something going on the bottom for sure, especially 1 and 2, and it looks like Sobiek caught onto that. Bittinger definitely caught onto that, and you had to do something different, so I started, just running in there as low as I could and sliding up as slow as possible to just catch that grip on the exit of the corner up high. And I did not know I was going to get Sobiek there at the line, but I was kind of hoping because Reed was making a charge in there too, so it was really close.
Yeah, just a lot of close quarters racing and a lot of guys that were looking for that spot. And I saw Rundle use the bottom to get to third. Then he gives it away. Did you see when he went down there and that's what made you move to the bottom?
No, I really didn't. I just kind of started moving near the bottom the last 10 laps or so, those restarts on lap 21 and I think it's 23 or so. And I managed to pick off a couple guys, and sometimes it's just kind of forced down there with a lot of traffic up high, and that's kind of what made the decision to stick down low.
Well, fantastic run. Awesome finish on the podium, man. Who do you got to give some shout-outs to tonight before we let you get out of here?
Yeah, I definitely got to thank Scott and Sean for practicing with me. We did a big practice room earlier, and that helps a lot. Learned some lines on the bottom, learned some lines on the top. Clearly it changed from race to race, but KDC Photography, got to thank Juddy Designs for the paints, Beard 2 Beard Oil, and thank you guys for the broadcast.
All right, man. Thanks for chatting with us. Congratulations again. Look forward to seeing you back next week in Street Stock.
Thanks, Roger.
Cole Duggar, your third place finisher. Let's move over here. We are going to talk to Scott Bittinger, and I think Zach is going to take care of that.
User was moved to your channel.
I will indeed. We'll pull him up here. Your second place finisher tonight, Scott Bittinger. Scott, you got a copy?
Yes, sir. What's up?
Well, he definitely made it an interesting feature, to say the least. Tell us about that race from your spot.
I needed a better start on the green flag. Jacob got the jump on me, and I couldn't catch him. And a couple cautions there towards the end hurt me, but I don't know. Crazy.
And you say the green flags needed a better restart. Were those green flags the ending of the race? You start to get back on and then those cautions come out. Were those kind of blessings in disguise for you, or were you hoping it to go all the way green and just get it over with?
I was hoping for keep it going green. That first caution helped me out a little bit to actually close in the gap back to him, but I knew what lane I wanted, and I started running it, and I mean, I was right there with him, and I think I could have got around him, but then, we got plagued with a couple cautions, and it just kind of, was going to go to the bottom, and he went to the bottom, so I just had to stick it to the top and hope for the best and hope he messed up. And yeah, he ran a flawless race. I mean, the best in the business, these guys are good.
I don't know if Zach's having technical difficulties or not tonight, but I've lost him a couple of times, Scott.
I think I'm back.
Okay.
Yep. That is my mistake. And Scott, just wrapping up, who do you got on the car this week that you want to give a shout out to?
First, I got to give a shout out to my wife and kids. Once again, they watched the broadcast. It was my birthday today, so this is a pretty awesome run for me. Really, thank Cole and Sean for all their help, and Kip, and, all of Team Outlaw, and KDC Photography, and Schultz's Wallet, and Juddy Designs. They keep me looking sharp, keep this car looking fresh. ABR Setup Shop. Thank you to Central Services for sponsoring the league, and you guys at the Dirt Racing Network for putting on a hell of a broadcast.
Well, we will let go and celebrate your birthday with your family. Once again, congratulations on your second place.
Yes, sir. Thank you very much. Look forward to next week.
User was moved out of your channel.
Well, let's get our winner tonight up here in the booth with us. Jacob Crawford, you there, buddy?
Got a copy.
Well, I warned the fans when you started on the outside of the front row that was bad for the rest of the field. You proved me right, man. Tell us a little bit about this run through the feature.
Yeah, it was right away. You know how Volusia usually goes: 1-lane track, and everybody forms in line. Then eventually we go double file. Then that's when the action starts coming. Then somehow I just magically decided to stay up front for once in a while. You know.
Not a lot in the way of challengers. I know Bittinger got close once or twice, and then a rash of restarts at the end. Any nerves at all, or did you have this one pretty much in hand and you were just trying to get to the checkers?
For the long run, I was just pretty much just clicking laps off. I knew the bottom was there the whole time. I just didn't want to pull too big of a gap, and so they know where the line was at. So I eventually snuck that on those all restarts.
Well, an awesome run. You're standing on top of the podium again. I'm sure you got plenty of thank yous and shout outs before we let you get out of here.
I'd like to thank 1525 Motorsports for being, being an awesome team. I'd like to thank Milkman Designs, Crawford Flooring, Jake Apple Concrete, Sean Shadowalt Construction, and Dirt Racing Network for putting an awesome team. And hopefully we could come see DSRL quite often now.
Yep, those guys look forward to seeing you every Wednesday night. Well, thanks for chatting with us. Congrats on the win again, and we'll see you in the street stocks at least back here next week if we don't see you over there on Wednesday night.
Well, we'll see how it goes this time. Well, maybe if we'll even show up. So, I'll see you guys later.
All right, thanks, Jacob. All right, your winner tonight. Let's get ready. I think we can look at our results now. There we go. Now we got them. Crawford wins it. Bittinger was second. Duggar in third. Sobiek comes home in fourth. Late race pass right there. And you can see that was really tight there between third and fourth. Reed Rundle fifth. Gary Budzine in a top top six spot. Excuse me. Judson was seventh. Kinjerski eighth. Ninth went to Schilling. 10th went to Fisher. Then Chris Johnson, Keegan Bush, Peter Brees, Robert Warren. Lucas Crawford finishes 15th. Skyler Woods in 16th. Randy Brunner, Nate Sievert, Drake Hartzell, and John Brenner rounding out the field. Another good night of racing. Another fun one for sure. I know I enjoyed it. I got to see some really good racing in the fourth heat for sure. And then all these guys piling on top of each other in the feature made for an exciting show. I can't wait to get back with them next week on the street stock side of things. Your final thoughts tonight, Zach?
That was definitely a extremely great race. A lot of these guys at the top of their games right now, so makes this season very interesting. I think in the future I'm going to keep my mouth shut about cautions and learn from the experience, but want to remind everybody to make sure to tune in tomorrow night, first round of the Dirt Slingers Racing League Monday Night Thunder Series coming at you.
8 o'clock Eastern.
Indeed, 8 o'clock Eastern, 7 o'clock Central Time. Me and Dominic Santina will be on the call for that. Hope to see you there and check in for the rest of the awesome stuff happening throughout the week here at the Dirt Racing Network.
Yeah, it's going to be an exciting week. Got a lot of racing going on. I'm hoping that everybody is there for the second show on Monday night so we can put that live out here. There's not a lot of wingless stuff going on around, especially none that is broadcast, and it's always fun to watch those guys. But for Dominic Santina and Zach Krieger, myself here at the Dirt Racing Network, we appreciate every time you guys tune in. Don't forget your likes, shares, follows, and subscribing over on YouTube and Twitch.